Hello everyone, it's Miss Coconut. How are you feeling? I'm feeling good. So we are heading into the year 2020, which is the number of foundations. So this is definitely the period of time you're coming out of the decade. And this is the period of time as you begin the new decade that you begin it with a solid footing and foundation. So I'm going to go over a few things that you can do to get your new year started off right. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is let 2019 go. The lessons, the heartaches, the heartbreaks, the mess ups, the fix ups, the breakups. Did I say breakup already? Let it all go. It is done. Nothing you can do unless you figured out how to go back in time and adjust those paradigms. But if you haven't, let it go. And so the first thing we're going to do, of course, is clean the house. This is a very Southern hoodoo tradition. I've seen it in other cultures as well, but definitely in the South. If you grew up in the South, you know for New Year's, you have to have your house clean and your clothes washed. You don't do anything on that day, so you want to do all of this prior to New Year's Eve, okay? So you're going to wash all your clothes, your dishes, wash the home. You sweep the home from top to bottom, and you follow all of the spiritual protocol for doing so. Great time to get rid of junk or things no longer being used and donate it to the Goodwill. Get your tax write-off, okay? Now, in the South, we mostly clean for these type of purposes with either pine sol or ammonia. You can go to your local stores and pick up some generic brand. It doesn't have to be fancy. Ammonia is especially a stand-in for urine, which is powerful for protection, okay? And it's powerful for putting your own juju into the home or into a work. So that's why you may have seen some, spells using urine, because it has a very potent energy to it. Some people actually take their spiritual baths with a little cup full of ammonia. I'm not telling y'all to do that because y'all new people, y'all sensitive to everything. Because, back in the day, we used to take little baths with Clorox, bleach, and Comet. Get you real clean. The house is clean. You've thrown out junk and things that are broken. Spiritually, that's a big no-no. So if you have something you're planning on keeping because you feel like you'll fix it one day, go ahead and get rid of the energy of that item, okay? Donate it, throw it out. Just accept the fact you're probably not going to complete that project. So after you've done all of that, it is time to cook your New Year's Eve dinner, which we all know we're going to have some black-eyed peas. You're going to have a piece of pork, some type of greens, and cornbread. Okay, so the peas, it is said that when they had that Civil War down in the South, basically there wasn't much left but the pea fields, okay, because the Northern soldiers felt that was animal food. So they didn't bother, raising or burning those fields down. And so this is how a lot of black families and white families, or Southerners, period, began to be able to feed their families again after this war. So it became a symbol of hope and of prosperity and provision. So you always have to have black-eyed peas. Some people say you need to at least eat 365 black-eyed peas to have good luck for the rest of 2020. Some people don't like black-eyed peas, so it's all symbolic. You may just cook it and leave it out on the table, Up to you. Totally, I push people to have their own traditions. Start your own traditions. Enforce your own traditions. Always tweak everything that you are being given or that you read, because it really is all a personal journey. The cornbread is symbolic of wealth as well, because it's, bread, and that's a symbol for wealth. And then the ham hocks is usually ham hocks or ham jolls or something like that is the meat. You boil it. It's like a salty ham. You boil it in. A lot of people have issue with pork. Now, I don't eat pork, but when it comes to traditions like this, I'm really a stickler for it. I guess I am a little superstitious that way, so I will throw in a little bit of pork. A little pork ain't gonna kill you. I ain't telling y'all to do it because I know y'all sensitive. I'm talking about me. We're not going to eat the pork. It's just symbolic. I like to keep all my juju on the right side. So, and then you have the greens. Some traditions will say cabbage. You fry the cabbage, you dry it out and put it under a mattress, or you eat cabbage. And some people will say it's the collard greens, which is symbolic for dollar bills, okay? So whatever your tradition calls for, whatever feels great in your spirit, that's what you're going to do. Okay, so you've cleaned the house, you've taken your spiritual bath, you have begun your meal. Now it's time to tend to your spiritual altars. Go ahead and clean them, wash them down, consecrate the area, offer fresh water, fruit, bread, grain. Some people use alcohol, and you can set up a plate for the ancestors. This is a time to honor your ancestors, right? And so you can set up a plate. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It could just be a plate, or it could just be a food dish, like a bowl of peas and rice, okay? It's up to you, but I want you to, again, get out the habit of thinking there always has to be an elaborateness to your rituals. Sometimes it could just be something very simple as a piece of cornbread, okay? And fresh water, a white candle. So you're going to, in some way, honor your ancestors, clean your altars, just make it a nice spiritual all the way around ritual, addressing the home, the body, and the ancestors or the spirit world. So there are several things you may hear people say that they do on New Year's Eve. Some people get dressed up and go to parties looking all nice and, refined. Some people make sure they have at least $1 bill in their pocket when the new year chimes in. Some people feel like the first person in your house should be a man. Some people fire off guns or firecrackers. I don't advise that. Okay, let me just put that disclaimer out there. And of course, a lot of people will have New Year's resolutions. This has gotten a bad word. It becomes dirty at some point because people don't live up to them. But honestly, there's nothing wrong with writing down your resolutions. It could just be one thing that you want to work on. In my group, we did that, and I went back to ask them and to check for myself to see how I did with the one thing that I wrote down. And I was pretty happy that I was on track with what I stated. So there's nothing wrong with the resolution. Do your very best to stick to the plan. Cut yourself some slack, but also find things that will motivate you, okay? So that you're able to stick to the resolution. So maybe it's a vision board. Some people are hosting vision board parties for this reason. You want to lose weight, so you sign up for the gym. Get a buddy. Get a gym buddy that will help you and encourage you. Y'all can encourage each other to go and stick to the plan. Maybe seek a nutritionist, right, if it's food related. So many different things that you can do to make New Year's even more special, if you like. Some people feel the way you begin a new year is how you're going to end the new year. I know it's a superstition, but I do it. I can't help it. So I like to spend New Year's either at home or in church or doing something that I enjoy doing with my favorite person. Okay? So here's to a successful, prosperous new year. I appreciate each and every one of you that listen to my channel. And sometimes when I make a reappearance for watching my channel. Thank you for supporting my spiritual products. I'm currently offering the ancestral money, which I love that money. And I have money oil, of course. I have many candles and the Goddess Love candles. And I think that's all I'm going to be doing. I try to do the readings as much as I can, but I like to be in a good spiritual mood and space. Energy-wise, I'm working a lot, so I don't have the same amount of time to devote to my readings. So that's why you see me offer those sporadically. But I'm here for you if you need a consultation. If you're just starting out on your spiritual journey and you want a trustworthy source, feel free to email me at crobinson4711@yahoo.com. And we're going to keep moving forward with this channel. I'm going to keep dropping as much wisdom as I possibly safely can. And I am wishing you a very happy new year. As always, Om Shri Brezi.